one state that has remained a battleground for the two major political parties in Nigeria, the APC and the PDP, while it is presently governed by the Umar-friendly PDP administration. You have declared your intention to contest for the 2023 governorship election in Adamawa State under the APC and group have supported you in this. The question is, how do you intend to host the PDP in Yola Government House?
Well, you have repeatedly mentioned the issue of battleground. I don't know. There's no battleground in Adamawa State. We are of the APC. The man in the government house is PDP. But I want to concede that PDP has been in government since 1999 in Adamawa, and that was because there was no APC. So when APC came on board, we just formed government and dislodged PDP immediately. And for internal party conflicts in the 2019 elections, we were not able to be on one page, and some of our members were very angry and decided to do anti-party. So it was APC members that indeed helped PDP to form government as it is today in Adamawa State. And they have suffered now. Now my members have realized that it does not pay to go and join another party to form government, because when the spoils of the office are on ground and they're sharing the cake, nobody in my party got it. So it is better to remain where you are than to always move to another place, because nobody will give you credit. Because people who have toiled and worked for their party, even when you come overnight and help, they will tell them, look, we have started this journey since. So, and because we help them to form the government of the day, we are sure that this time we are not helping them. So that means they are losing. So there is no battle. We are just overrunning the system. That's all.
Okay, sir. The APC is facing right now in the state, which many are accusing the wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, as the root of the problem, according to the stakeholders in the state. And if care is not taken, it might affect the chances of APC winning the governorship position. Is there any measure your party is putting in place to make sure this does not affect your party?
Well, this is people's opinion. In my opinion, there is no challenge. If you have a wife of the president in your party, it should be an advantage, not a challenge. Because that means that the party is fully in the State House. And the wife of the president naturally is the mother of Nigeria. And naturally also should be the mother of Adamawa State. And if she is in our party, to me it is a blessing. And that should remain as at that. And we know the challenge. We will work together. And people are just afraid that we have good people upstairs. We have the Secretary of Government of the Federation from APC. He's also, Boss Mustafa is also from my state. So we have the FCT minister. So if you are looking at the number of people that very big personalities are there. So, but they would like to use the names to discredit the system, to assume that we are fighting. As a political party, political offices are not something you take on a platter of gold. You have to fight for it. Even before I came to National Assembly, I went into primaries with other people now from my party, defeated them, and then still have to face challenges of other political parties, defeat them. And whatever strategy you use, everybody will adopt a strategy. In the attempt to undo the order, there must naturally be people who are not comfortable. So I think, to me, having the wife of the president is rather an advantage than a challenge at all.
Now, I wouldn't want to end this without asking you, how has it been in your present office here in National Assembly? Let's talk about your achievements to your constituency.
Well, this is, sometimes, let me not blow my trumpet, because sometimes when you speak on camera and say you have done this thing without actually people seeing they think you are actually just trying to make up things. But I'm a ranking member of the House, meaning I'm not a new person. I've been around for some time, and I was the spokesman of the House of Representatives in the 8th Assembly, and today I'm Chairman House Committee on Army. And in terms of empowerment, roads construction, school constructions, these are things that we have passed the stage. We have done it as many as we can. So to sit down and start remembering them. But the key thing I can remember is that I was able to secure a repair of roads from Mayobelwa to Tongo, which is one of the major roads, the federal roads, which was abandoned for over 22 years. And when I brought the motion on the floor of the House, I met with the president, with the SDF, and then he took it to the president or to the Federal Executive Council, so to say, and we lobbied. And I'm not the only person, but I contributed. Well, it started in the House here. We have to put it in the budget and things like that. And the contract for rehabilitation of that road was 22.7 billion. If you are a lawmaker and you are able to attract 22.7 billion to your constituency, that's a huge amount of money. And the funny thing is that, or the good thing to say is that the job is almost halfway finished. So you can see, I am happy with that, because whether you build too many houses, too many schools and hospitals, if people do not have access to roads, to those things, whether farming inputs is a challenge. So to have that, it has boosted our economy and it has improved transportation system, vehicular movements. I'm happy that we have done enough. In terms of motions and bills, I have quite a number of them. I thank God some of them were signed by the president himself. I remember when I came into the National Assembly first, I was among the first 8 lawmakers that the president signed his bill into laws. That was a very good move. So I think, and I happen to be a member of Pan-African Parliament. So I was a deputy leader of the Pan-African Parliament in South Africa. It's a parliament that consists of African parliamentarians drawn from 54 countries of Africa, 5 each. So I was the deputy leader in that place, and it has boosted my knowledge capacity and be able to interact with people. And finally, right now I'm also the chairman of Parliamentary for Global Action. It's the largest non-governmental parliamentary group in the whole world. I'm the chairman in Nigeria, and I think we have really not done badly. And given the chance to be in the executive with this experience, we will do our own part, and God will see that we have done it. Thank you so much.
Nigerians out there want to know, because as it is right now, one of the major problems we have basically in Nigeria is security challenge. Now, you as a committee chairman on Army, what has your committee done regarding to the insecurity challenge? And also, the eastern parts, a lot of soldiers are being killed. Has any issue been brought to your table as the chairman of this committee? And if so, what effort or what move have you made regarding that?
You see, the problem is that there is things we have to change certain perceptions in Nigeria, and I quite agree with you. There is insecurity, but the situation has improved to some extent, but it's still there, to be fair to Nigerians. But again, people should not believe that this insecurity will be solved by the army or armed forces. I think it's not always fair, because the army, by their constitutional role, are to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria, either by land, sea, or by air. This is how they were trained, to kill the enemy. But it is the police that is trained to protect you and me. Protect. They work with the civil populace. The army do not work with the civil populace. They are found in the barracks. But in the event that there are resurrections, there are things that is beyond the power of the police, the president can invite the army. Now the army has been in Nigeria in 36 of 36 states, undergoing one operation or the other. In any case, it looks like as if they are also doing police duties, because the internal affairs of every country is rest with the police. But today, if people are fighting, it is always people asking why we don't see army there. You understand the point? If there is land dispute, people want to say, we don't see army there. This is entirely not army job. It is the job of the police, because they work with civil populace. It is expected that once the army finish helping the society, clean up the society, they should go back to the barracks and allow the police to take control. But here, as a committee, we have done our part, because the only thing we can do is to provide resources when we are doing appropriations. In the last 10 years, we have done that with the limited resources. We have even done supplementary budget to enable them buy a lot of equipment, and we have seen them arriving in the country. And so, but again, the challenge with armed forces is that equipments are not like your handsets that you walk to market and just buy your handset and come back home. No, these are equipments that you have to place an order. There are certain agreements you have to enter. Remember our Tucano issue. We paid 100 upfront, 100% upfront. It took 3 years or 4 years before the thing comes. So people must also learn to be patient. But you know, Nigerian thing is that if they give money on Monday, they want to see result on Wednesday because of impatience. And this is just where the problem lies. And again, it is not only the army, as I said. The government is made up of 3 tiers. We have the federal, the state, and the local governments. So long as there are so many unemployed Nigerians, we will continue to have insecurity issues. So while the army and the police and other security agencies are doing their job, we as legislators, politicians, at whichever level we find ourselves, we should provide a enabling environment for business people to come and strive, to get jobs for people. Once people are engaged, there will be less activity for bandits. In fact, banditry is becoming a business because people pay ransom. And anything you do and get results, the likelihood that you try the second time, you still, well, let me see how, that's how gamblers finish their money. Because when you gamble the first time, second time you get money, you think you get the third time. You may do the 5th time, you may not get, but you still have hope. So let us not give them hope that we will be paying ransom for them to make money. I think by the grace of God, things will take off, and we are happy that the federal government is also doing their part.
Okay, that the federal government has not done well enough in providing these people with good arms and ammunition to fight the bandits or to face the insecurity challenge, which is a thorn to our flesh. Do you think, or do your committee think that's it?
But that's why I say it's not true. I told you that we've been given the resources. We even did a special supplementary for them to be given the resources. We may not have given the money the way people are thinking, because in Nigeria, apart from security, there are competing issues. Education. See, ASU is on strike. Because they need resources too. And once the society is not educated, then this kind of brainwashing people into terrorism will continue to come. But once you're educated, you know that nobody sits down and tells you that if you die, you go to heaven. And nobody will brainwash people like that. You need education, by the Arabic or English or whatever. You need to be well trained. You understand? So that people, even religion, the Bible will teach them, the Quran will teach them. Let them be people who are well known. So you have this education, we have agriculture, we have the health sector. All these things are competing with challenges. So, but security is more. No matter how achievements you get, if you don't get the security, it could. But the truth is that they have tried. The only problem we have in Nigeria is that our borders are really porous. So manning the borders is a disaster. Nigeria has over 200 million people, and people keep coming from other countries into Nigeria. Some of the bandits are not even Nigerians, because it's like the business is booming in Nigeria, so they can come with so many arms to face them. And we also have in the military or the security service, the number of personnel is low. Whether you have machines, you still need people to work on machines. You can't come with a camera and just say, you have to take your time to set it before it starts working. You cannot just bring camera here and go and sleep and think it takes things everywhere. So even you have the best of equipment to prosecute war, you still have human beings to either monitor, to make it use, to make it function. And that is why we are recruiting not less than 5,000 people every 6 months to join the army. But Nigerians, if you tell Nigerians today that you want 1 million people to join the army, they are ready to come because of the level of your employment. But I think we'll get there. I pray that we solve this problem, because nobody wants to live in a state of insecurity. As a politician, I should be happy. I thank God.
And a young aspirant who is aspiring the governorship seat, what do you think can be put in place to reduce, you just mentioned, unemployment in Nigeria? Because a lot of Nigerians seeing you aspiring that position are very happy, because we Nigerians have always wanted a younger person to occupy many seats, especially the government offices. Do you have any comment regarding that?
Well, I told you earlier, the best thing to give people employment, government cannot just give job all the time. When people come to my office and seek for employment, they tell you that I want NNPC, I want FIRS, I want CBN. They are looking for juicy things, so that me and you that teaches in one secondary school, that one is not job. So these are the problems. We we must provide a level playing field, or a enabling ground for business to thrive, so the private sector can always come in and do their job. But everybody wants to be a government worker. And that's why the system of education is changed to be entrepreneurial in nature, so that at least you can have the time to train and do other things and bring your initiative, and it makes sense so long as you earn an income. So I think we do, and as a politician, even young politicians, we are doing our best. But there are still young people who disappoint Nigerians. Even to be young is not enough to elect you into office. It's just one of the qualities that we all need. That's why I'm also contesting. But there are some young people in Nigeria today that are very disappointing. I'm telling you, even we are expecting them to go beyond what the society expects of them. But by and large, many of them also are doing quite well. But there are some. So I just believe that some of us that have put ourselves forward for elections, we should be true ambassadors of youth. We should be free from drug activities. We should be free from other social vices. We should be focused. You have reasons. You have the strength to move around. You should have a policy. I should have a reason for being a governor of Adamawa State. You don't just get elected and you begin to think, what should I... Somebody get elected before he thinks of what to do for the state. That's a disaster. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
At this point, we'll draw the person here. It was nice having Honorable Abdulrazak Namdas in the show. And we all hope you follow us on all our YouTube platform, our social media platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, to keep updated. Thank you very much, and do have a great day, sir.
Thank you so much.